Welcome, Blue Jays and Blue Rays, to the Angry Bird Pod Show. Blue Jay sweater right there. I don't actually give a shit about baseball.
Oh,
As you can see, me and Matt, who's usually here, we are joined by Mr. Mark. I'll say a friend of Matt, sort of a mutual acquaintance based on a WhatsApp group and some chats, but it's the first time I've actually ever talked to Mark. For crying out loud.
Kyle, we all met online. Something that our parents told us never to do.
Yeah. Oh.
Just goes to show boomers don't know shit.
Boomers don't know shit. I'm going to... That's already the name of the podcast.
Rain didn't have to wait too long for this one to figure.
Mark coming out hot with boomers don't know shit.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those episodes. Mark's quite the character.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to this little thing that me and Matt have been doing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to do a drink already?
I want my drink, even though I don't have a twisted tea.
Yeah, Matt brought this news up before the podcast, and it's a little sad, but
I had a busy week.
I'm still repping, so.
All right. Well, I got a beer.
So see, he was like, Mark's going to have one, and I'm going to fuck this up.
Mark was going to have one. Mark wasn't going to have his first experience of the Angry Bird Pod Show without his twisted tea. It was not happening.
This is, I think, my first twisted tea experience.
Hey. All right. We should do a review, actually.
All right.
I may have had one before, but I think it was halfway through day 2 of Bachelor Party, so I don't remember.
Mark. Did you get the original? Did you get flavored, or did you get the slightly sweet?
I got slightly sweet for 2 reasons.
My man.
One, I was going to say, it looks like yours. Someone you recommend.
Yep.
And 2, it was the only one they had at the store I was at.
Wow.
But no choice.
So out in Ottawa, where you reside, they haven't figured out the secret of the slightly sweet. All right. That's good. Well, keep it quiet.
That's good that you took our advice, or at least Matt's advice, because sometimes it's hard. Just we talk to the ether and don't hear any feedback, so it's hard to know who's listening.
We know at least one person listening. We know people are listening. The numbers say people do listen. They're not interested in any more than what we give them.
No,
and that's fine. Okay. Who needs extra work?
That's true. I would like some feedback though. Like sometimes we'll put out a question.
I think maybe they would like some feedback. How's your birds in strange places?
I'm gonna go with stagnant.
That's why nobody took us serious and gave us suggestions. Mark was like, "Here, I'll use AI." He fed. Yeah. Did you? Yeah, you explain. I think you fed the episode or parts of it or something into AI.
I just said I asked ChatGPT to recommend photo projects for Matt and Kyle from the Angry Bird Pod Show.
All right, which the AI already knows about us, so
yeah,
yeah, I've already prompted enough. That's funny. So Mark did a lot of work. He's earned his spot here as this week's guest.
Maybe he'll be a returning regular.
He might be a new co-host for you. We're not sure.
Shit.
We're not sure how far this will go.
We'll find out. We'll see what happens.
I believe that I requested Mark as my fill-in if I was ever to leave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I believe I did at one time.
So do I need to find a stand-in?
No. If you ever leave, I'm just doing it myself.
I wonder if you could handle it.
I don't think people can handle me. I think the reason they show up is you.
I don't think that's true. Unadulterated Matt. That's crazy.
My boss, he was telling a designer that came in to work on some files. He was a birder too, and he said, Matt takes photos and he has a podcast. And he goes, it's a great listen. He goes, but you just got to look out for the F-bombs. I'm like, what the hell? Come on, that's what makes the pod. It's raw. It's raw. You know what I mean? It's emotion.
Hashtag no filter.
Hashtag no filter. Hashtag probe it.
This joke that I'm not aware of.
You're not aware of the probe? Well, that's the best way to introduce Mark. Mark, tell us what you shoot and what you like to shoot. We'll start there. Give us a little backstory.
Well, I mean, I've always kind of been a generalist photographer. Like I started by just wandering out into the woods, shooting whatever I found. If we're gonna, well, jump ahead to like recently, I went out and bought this super weird lens. Recently, I mean like 2 years ago. But it was because I found this really cool spot for frogs. It was just this little vernal pool that pops up every year in the forest. That's, it's a 400-meter walk for me from my house. So it fills up with frogs in the spring. I went up there and shot one day, and it was super cool. So I was like, you know what? I want to try some weird shit with these guys. So I kind of wanted to get into some macro, and then I learned about this probe lens, which I brought here because Kyle said he didn't know what we were talking about.
I know the lens.
You've seen this?
Long,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's waterproof here.
Is it the Laowa one?
It's not waterproof past here.
Okay.
I found out
Mark, how do you know? Yeah, how do you know that?
I went too deep. Probe too deep.
Something
Probe
I've
too
never
deep.
been able to say, but good for you.
Yeah, so actually the cool thing, a little tangent on that, is from here down is actually, I'm not holding it high enough. From here down is actually like you can unscrew this and put another, like they sell the tubes separately. So it was actually just a matter of taking that off, buying a new one and screwing it on, like leaving it in some rice for a couple days and then screwing it back on. Cool. Anyways, yeah, so I bought this lens just to I figured it was a cool, less invasive way to shoot frogs, because it's this really small, if you're going to get that close to frogs, you're kind of getting, this big circle thing right up in your face. I figured that's pretty spooky for a frog. So this little thing, you're only seeing.
Yeah, exactly. Just that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I was wandering around this pond and I found just this lump of eggs, this massive, like, I guess it was salamander eggs. All I knew at the time was amphibian eggs.
Oh,
and
cool.
So I was just kind of like, what if I stuck the lens in the water and took a picture of that?
Photos.
And so those have been those are really the coolest, I think, photos that I've taken, definitely recently, if not ever. One of them ended up being second place underwater photography in Kangeo, one of their contests, I think last year, maybe the year before, in the wildlife contest. And one of them, you guys are hearing it first, but I think by the time the pod comes out, it'll be already have happened. But I just got an email today that Kangeo wants to use another one of those photos in a digital article they're putting out for
awesome.
spooky wildlife or something. So
cool. Congratulations.
It does have that aura. It has that aura to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, some of them you can get very like galactic almost, like like space alien egg sacs. It's like, it's a really cool, unique perspective. That
the lens itself, it has like an LED ring of lights on the end of it. Is it useful? Like, I'm sure it is, because it's like f/24, isn't it?
You're not gonna be able to see that. But anyways, there's a ring of lights around the end there. Oh, that's better.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I've also got this light here that I can put like fully submerged, and it's like super bright. So that's how I've got the like light coming from the side and stuff like that.
Right.
And what was I going to say? I was going to say something else, but I forgot.
It's a completely different shot without that lighting source, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So the first, I'll share a couple that we can put like on social media or something, so this makes more sense. But the first set of photos that I took, I didn't have another light to put in there, so it was just the front LED. And those ones were actually, that's funny. One of those photos, I don't know if you know the Rewildology podcast.
Yes.
They did or she did a Earth Day photo contest, and I won that one with one of those photos. And so this is actually my second podcast because the pride was to go on that podcast. So I'm an experienced podcaster.
Oh, so you've already done that podcast. You've already recorded it.
Yeah. This was like a year or two ago. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool.
I was gonna say you're cheating on us, but this was long before our.
No,
Well,
we broke
yeah,
up.
about a year.
No,
Okay, you're back on the market.
That's
yeah.
sick.
Yeah. So that one has a very different look. It's kind of just the embryos are kind of like a yellowish color, and then the rest of it is kind of just a blue. Just the way the colors worked out. So it's less dynamic color wise, I would say. Which in itself is like it's a unique, interesting look as well. Like it's certainly I myself have not seen those things before. Like this is the kind of thing you don't see with your naked eye, which I think is what I find really, really cool about this macro stuff.
That's cool about macro.
Yeah, like you can see it, but you can't see it that way.
Yeah, and you don't actually even see those shots. Like even though that's something that is possible to do, like it's just you're one of the first I've seen to stick a lens into, a vernal pool of what goop and just come out with an image like that. I was blown away when we first saw it. We knew it was something special as soon as we saw it. I have it up on the screen here. It's the details insane. Like
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm still working on it. It's such it's a difficult environment to shoot in, and with the lens too being like f14 is the widest it goes, and when you're that close, f14 is there's very little focus thickness there.
Yeah,
like it's
the focus
he listens.
thickness.
He listens. I was waiting for focus thickness.
Oh yeah,
that's sick.
So like
Mark's regular
to even get one whole embryo in focus, you're down to like f22 or like 30 even, and then at that point the amount of light you need to make a sharp image is like insane. So a lot of like those images are really high ISO, and it's really hard to get things to be in focus because they're also like they're suspended essentially in water, so they move a lot. So you're not like using a tripod, for example, doesn't really help because the goo is still moving.
Right. And the more shutter speed you need, the more ISO is just gonna not be your friend.
Exactly.
You kind of got to find that happy medium. Yeah, you got to be happy with like what you got, which is in that situation. I mean, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Yeah, it's not something I've ever seen before. That's what makes it so unique. Sorry, Kyle, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm more familiar with that lens. I don't know if you know who MKBHD is on YouTube. Marquez Brownlee. He reviews like cell phones and stuff. Him and the slow-mo guys, which is another YouTube channel, they do slow motion stuff. They put that lens into like the guy who does the phone reviews. They'll do like flyovers of the phone, but it's like the phone looks huge because the lens is so macro and close. And then for the slow-mo guys, they'll film like something like one shot they did is they had like a blender mixing paint, and they went vertically down through the I guess vortex in the middle of a blender. Like I've seen it used in that application. So your application kind of makes sense because you're still sticking it into something that you wouldn't be able to stick a camera into. So that's sick.
Yeah, I think you, me, probably most people would just stick that thing like into like an opening flower.
Oh, I was like, opening what?
Wow, that's what the joke is. Now you're understanding the joke. The hashtag
probe it. Yeah.
We've posted risque photos, or we posted like even roadkill or something, and Mark's always like, probe it, like just pull over, stick that lens in it. Like, but the thing is, like with that example of the kind of salamander eggs, like you don't know what you're gonna get if you do just stick that lens in something. All you need is the right amount of light.
I guess it's where the little ring light on the front helps. You can just like blast whatever it is you're.
Do you find like it blows out highlights or anything easily, or does it have a even a power limit or an amount that you can change? Is it variable?
Yeah, it's dimmable.
Okay.
Generally speaking, I've found when I've used it, it's not a super powerful light. So more often than not, if I am using it, it's at full power, and it's not really Not really a problem. And I'm also like almost always I've got that big like separate light in there. So kind of if I've got that much light coming from below or from the side, the front light kind of evens it out.
Right.
Do you just like place the light in there, or do you have it on like a stick that you can kind of like double fist probe and
I
stick?
usually just put it in the water and kind of move. So the pool that I've been shooting most of my shooting in is like a foot deep, maybe.
Okay.
Like maybe a foot and a half. And so I can just put it on the bottom of the pool, I guess at the bottom of the pool. Or like I'll find like a rock I can put it on or something if I need it to be a little bit higher. But generally where I've been shooting, it's been so shallow that I can
easy
put it
to manipulate and
floor.
You those shots of the eggs that was taken on you shoot Nikon on the Z6 II, correct? But you're shooting something a little different recently. You've upgraded to the world of the 21st century technology. Not to say the Z6 II wasn't, but for eye tracking and stuff, you're shooting a Z6 III now. How has that been?
Yeah, so I picked that up. Well, actually, funny enough, I paid for it like I don't know, a month or two ago, several months ago. But I had Shay pick it up because it was in Brampton area, and I live in Ottawa, so that was kind of I wasn't gonna drive all the way down there for a camera, but there was
you're
it was
not
a
Mike.
good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I've done that. I've done big drives like that.
Yeah. Well, the lens that I have with Mike right now, I think he drove to Ottawa to get, I think. So he's definitely, he'd be that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, but so then I just picked it up on, would have been 2 weeks ago. It was Thanksgiving weekend. Shay was in the same kind of area as my wife's parents live. So I went, met up with him. We shot some shorbs.
That's why you're shooting
we shot one
shorbs.
shorb, a shorb.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I got to try out the eye tracking, which is, so the Z6 II does have animal eye tracking, but it only really works on, I think they only had it set up for dogs and cats.
Okay. So it's pet.
Can
pet
work
tracking.
on, yeah, exactly. It was pet eye detection. It does work on dog and cat adjacent animals.
Okay.
Like I did use it relatively successfully on black bears a couple of years ago, which
Don't make that mistake.
I think maybe
You don't get that mixed up. That would be a hard one to do. Like the black fur with the black eye. That puts that thing to the test. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I do wonder if like I don't know, like a grizzly bear or a polar bear, if it would have been reliable. But anyway, so this camera, the Z6 III, which is actually the camera I've got going right now, it'll find birds, which is kind of game changing for me, because not that I'm specifically a bird photographer, but that's generally what, when you go out and wander, birds are more abundant than, or not more abundant necessarily, but more, let's say, accessible.
Yeah, you're more apt to run into them. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so being able to, let the camera do the focusing and be able to work on composition without having to, pinpoint and then always doing that, or sitting there being like, look the other way, look the other way, look the other way. Come on.
Yeah, you kind of set up your composition and you're hoping that it turns its head into the frame or something. Yeah.
Yeah. But with the eye tracking, I can kind of be like, you're looking that way, so I'm going to do this. And when you look, I can just kind of like, I don't have to.
Yep.
I don't have to refocus and recompose every time the bird makes any tiny movement. I can just recompose. So that's a big change.
Are you shooting with any burst, or are you doing single shot? Because I find like you almost get a little lazy when you're using the eye tracking and the burst. You're kind of just spraying and praying it sometimes, and you're not really doing anything intentional.
Don't give away my secrets.
It can happen. Like, I've heard other photographers talk about it on podcasts and posts, and it certainly is a thing. It can happen. You can kind of be a little bit more reliant on like the camera will get the shot just because I have the speed and the accuracy. But then like you kind of miss the actual premise, the purpose of the shot. I don't know if you've experienced that in your short time with it or not.
I I would say that I kind of have. So before the Z6 III, I've always been, I wouldn't necessarily say spray and pray, but I've definitely always been a burst shooter, just
Mhm.
kind of on like the, even if I was shooting still portraits, I was like, take 5 shots because, like who knows what might happen on that first one. And if I don't take the 4 backups, I might not have a shot.
Eyes closed, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And
You guys ever watch My Name is Earl? All of his
Long
pictures,
time
he's
ago.
like this.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was his
not
thing.
really enough to know any references.
I've been rewatching it. Sorry, I derailed it.
I don't remember what I was saying.
I don't know.
Oh,
Kyle,
so
what the? No, I'm kidding.
I've only gone out and shot was it 3 times. The first time it was just that one shorebird. Second time I didn't shoot as much. I was looking for shorbs, but I think I was too late for shorbs.
Mhm.
So I kind of spent a lot of time looking for them, but didn't do much shooting. And then the last time, just because of I had planned to go back to like a shore and just shoot. Like I was going to go to Mud Lake and shoot the easy ducks. But then
There's nothing wrong with that, Mark.
I know. Well, especially for
Okay. Exactly.
practice and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
But then but we had to take our car into the mechanic, so I just went into the woods. And the woods have a much lower guarantee rate.
Yeah, of course.
For sure.
So that ended up just being a walk.
Yeah.
A walk with some camera equipment.
Yeah.
I take my camera equipment for walks often.
There's something about putting that commitment in though, and like walking the woods and not always seeing something, but when it does happen, it kind of like just adds to that excitement.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's nice to have the guarantee, but
yeah, that's been my like go-to. Like when I go out shooting, 9 times out of 10, I don't even see, and I don't even take my camera out of the harness. It's just it hangs there, and I walk around because going into the woods. Like that's always been my place to shoot, is going into the woods.
I mean, I'm grazing through your feed though, and you have quite a few shots that you've got from those woods, just based off creatures that would live in those woods. I'm sure they're all from those woods, right?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
You got a pretty good success rate. Coyotes and owls and turkeys and everything of the like.
That's
porcupines, tons of porcupines.
Oh, I need
porcupines
so
are actually
a staple. You could probably get those every time.
Porcupines are, other than this last time when I went out hoping to test the Z6 III, this time of year it's like 3-4 porcupines minimum.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I mean, most of them are,
up in a tree or sleeping or
meters up in the tree, but every once in a while you get one on the ground, or when sleeping, like I've got them sleeping in the bottom of a tree before, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
get right up so close, probe them.
I'm sure I walk past a lot of them, to be honest. Yeah,
they're really easily mistakable for squirrels' nests.
Yep.
Oh yeah, true.
That makes sense.
Got lump up in the tree, and I've seen them enough now that I'm actually pretty good at like picking out a porcupine versus a squirrel nest. But if you're just looking for big dark lumps, most of them are squirrel nests.
That's like buckets and snowy owls in my area.
I was just gonna say that. But the thing is, we're not pretty good at deciphering the difference between the two.
I'll stare at a bucket for 20 minutes.
Trying to get that perfect shot with no heat haze to see if it's actually a bucket when you can crop in.
I brought it up before, but the mop was insane. Like the mop, I was convinced was one. Because at least it had like fluffy texture also. It wasn't just smooth.
Someone put effort into duping you that day.
If there was a happy face or something on it, I would have drove down the driveway.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, little sign. Yeah. The worst. That's really cool. I like the concept, and this isn't something I'm good at. Arguably not good at photography, but doing something different. So you're taking the probe lens out to the wild and shooting all that stuff, and that's really cool. And I admire that. That's a really neat thing. And I think me and Matt have talked about like just because different doesn't mean good, but that that to me is good different. I like that. So
yeah, Mark's going to places that a lot of people aren't going to, and he's doing things in that situation in those areas that a lot of people aren't doing. Whereas like a lot of people will go to popular areas and then try something different in those popular areas, and it might kind of fall flat. So like his whole, I think Mark, your whole like approach to it is the correct way. Like you're doing your thing, you're doing it your way. It's authentic. It comes across as authentic. You can see how it flows kind of through your feed. Like, you know what I mean? You have this certain thing that you're looking for. Whereas me, I'm just trying to look for whatever and then try to get the most, technical shot I can out of it. I'm more of the sellout than Mark is, if you want.
I'm the spray and pray guy.
Yeah, and you're the spray and pray. Yeah.
We got the whole gamut here.
I mean, we all like what we like, but like, yeah, there's definitely like an organic sense about your shots for sure, and it shows. It actually shows, in my opinion. And when we usually go out, I don't actually see a lot of the shots that you get, Mark, because we don't see many things together.
Because we don't take any shots.
I think we enjoy each other's company and whoever we're with so much that it's just like the photos again, Kyle, are cherry on top. Like we don't need them. You know what I mean?
No.
Like sure, it's nice to have, but yeah, we'll end up doing macro spiders on a trail in Algonquin when we should be looking for bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is Matt doesn't see anything with anybody because he doesn't see anything with me either.
That's why I like AI so much, because when no one's around, I can create whatever I like.
Yeah. Like that impressive loon hunting display you showed me the other day.
Yeah, they hover. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They take right off. They don't need like a kilometer. That's all bull. That's all BS. That's fake news.
They lift off vertically, hang there, and then
drone style.
Yeah. They take off like a
quadricopter.
Yeah. I was gonna say like an osprey and wondered if any of y'all got that reference. To the plane?
No.
There's a plane called an osprey. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it has its propellers are on like rotating things.
That's what that thing's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it can take off and land vertically.
Gotcha.
But it was not an osprey.
Well, so can loons. Trust me. I got the video to prove it. I didn't make that video. So disclaimer, I have a friend, I went to school with him, Jeremy. He runs How to Hockey. I don't know if you've seen him, but he posted some AI, and then I don't know if people liked that he did or he didn't, but he did a disclaimer video of him talking in his car saying, "Don't worry, I'm not going to use this shit." And I'm like, I go into his messages and I'm like, more, please, more. And then I guess he goes to my feed, he takes a screenshot of one of the photos, and then he just brings it to life and he sends it to me. I'm like, well played. So then I kind of looked to see what he used, and I noticed he used VO, and I went to it and I just started feeding it stuff, ran out of credits in 3 hours, and and the rest is history. I got to wait a month to make more. So you're all in luck. I'm kicked off for a bit.
You would have noticed, my brother-in-law pointed this out, and I fell for it once, and now I'm not watching for it. What AI is getting really good at doing is shitty footage. So like Nest camera footage and trail cam footage and that. So I actually saved a video. I don't know if you guys have seen it. There's like a cat on the porch and a goat out in the like yard, and a bald eagle comes and like smacks into the cat. That's AI. And I was like, oh, check this out. The goat totally saved this cat. And I was like, ah, fuck. It says like, whatever the one AI video tool is, I can't think of its name right now, like right in the corner. And I was like, ah, shit.
Sora?
That would even said what it was, and I confused me. Like Sora, that's it.
Yeah.
So
even the one that I posted has it in it, but I just cropped in enough on the story, so it trimmed it out just to trick. I think there's still people out there that think it's real.
There will be like at least some.
Not the loon, but the buck one. That like it comes to life and it's like breathing. It all of a sudden you can start to see its breath. Like that should be a dead giveaway. But there were quite a few people that were like, "Wow, impressive! What happened next?" And I'm like, "I ran out of credits."
I ran out of credits.
Like, what are you talking about? But we're at the point now that even people, these are photographers, these are even people that I think should know, or I would expect to know, that are getting duped. Like Kyle, you got duped with the cat video. So, so
now I'm like,
we're at that point now.
Yeah. Every Nest cam video, I'm like, nah, I don't even care if it's really more. Get the fuck out of here.
Question everything from now on, but like don't lose your mind over it. Like have fun with it, but just question everything. If it seems too good to be true,
it is. It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Follow someone like Mark. He likes AI, but he keeps it out of his work.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't. Now he has his Z6 III. It's all AI intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Does that count?
I've considered the Z6 III.
Who knows?
With the 180 to 600, Kyle?
Yeah, if I was jumping in Nikon, I would do that, I think.
Would you give up 200?
I think so. I'm never at that. Give up 200.
Yeah. Because isn't a 180 600, you got a 200.
I was like, it's 180.
Yeah.
But you mean the other side, so
Well,
I don't have
giving,
800 anymore.
Yeah, you're actually gaining 20. But
yeah. 20 big. I think I would, because I had the Sony for a while, and I would have liked to get closer, but at the same time, I really do like this 600 depth of field and kind of point of view.
And you only had a 20 megapixel sensor at the time. Not that that's
24.
not enough, but was it 24? I thought the
A9? 24.
Yeah, I thought it was 20. Oh, the Z6 or the R6 was 20.
Mm-hmm. I never shot that though.
Okay. Yeah, no, I got those two mixed up. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not an expert.
I did have the A7R3 on it, and it's interesting you mentioned the pet eye autofocus, because those did that, but like it did those badly, so other animals were just a write-off. So like it would just guess at random parts, so I just never used it on that. And that's actually why I went to Canon, because I was like, I want to know what this eye focus thing is about.
Do you both, Kyle, you've had it for a long time, Mark, you've just got it. Do you think it's a necessity, or do you think you could get away with not having it? Mark, I think you could, based on what you shoot. I don't think birds are your primary focus. Yeah, go ahead.
I've been getting away with it for 5 years, so
yeah,
I would say it's not a necessity. It's definitely I wouldn't call it a luxury. Convenience.
Convenience. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Really nice to have, but
it's doing it right now for me.
Without it for decades, right? Getting cool shit. So
yeah, for sure. I think what it does is it elevates people that might not be able to do it themselves. Like right off the bat, let's just say that entry level shooter can like have more opportunities right off the bat. If it doesn't come out of the box that way either, you still have to set it up. You still have to watch some sort of tutorial video and know how to make everything work and turn that on. And but I think once that was all set, you gave somebody that's a beginner a camera, they're obviously going to have more opportunities. They're going to have far more of a hit rate, I guess, if that's the right term to use.
Do you think that's a detriment to their like long-term learning, or does it matter because all cameras are going to use it now?
No, I don't think so, because now I personally think they already have one step ahead of us trying to learn how to focus and recompose, whereas they don't have to think about that.
Right.
But there is that exception that like you might get a little lazy, like I spoke of, a few minutes ago.
Mm-hmm.
You could. I do find, sorry, Kyle, but I do find like artistically you get a little bit lazy. I don't know.
I think it's a similar question to, do you think that shooting digital is a detriment over someone who learned on film? Like, I feel like it's a similar discussion. Yeah. Where like, I don't know how at all to use a film camera, but that doesn't mean that like I need to. Like we all probably learned on DSLRs, and now we're moved into the mirrorless, and there's so many advantages with that. But like, I'm not going back to DSLR, and I don't think.
Do you think going back is easier though?
Yeah.
Than the progression? Yeah, I think so too. Like, I think since you know so much now, you could go back to a film camera as long as you learned how to load it and handle it properly. Like, I think you could probably get some stuff with it.
Yeah, I understand what all the knobs do. I'm like, oh, this is ISO, this is shutter speed, this is aperture, like whatever.
Right.
But it would be like, chink! Oh, there's nothing back there. Like, I can't look at what I just did.
Chimp. You chimp, you open it up.
Open it! Oh, shit! This is my picture of a white square. Yeah. This is my picture of a white rectangle.
I'm certainly not saying that it's like a bad thing to have. It's just after having it for a while, like right off the bat where you are, Mark, it's like, wow, this is really cool technology to have. And then you might get to the point where you're just like, yeah, am I thinking enough now when I'm out there? Do I feel as in control or in touch with the camera? And that's when I bought the 7D off my friend Gary, and I just started clunking around with it. And I went, oh, I feel like I have this relationship with this damn thing. Whereas I feel like it's kind of like what AI is going to be. I'm just going to be its bitch one day.
Mhm.
And like in the camera, I feel like I am like, it's doing all the heavy lifting. I just have to like press the shutter at the right time. And I fail to do that regularly.
Camera will
It's
be like,
it's
Matt, point me that way.
yeah. Now it's gonna be like voice to point. Like, yeah, there's something to your right, you dumbass. Like it'll tell you where to go. How
It's
far are
gonna
we
have
going with
animal
this?
smell, so it's like turn to
Animal
your left.
smell
There's a
detection. Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not trying to like be all negative about it. It's just there's a certain point where you're just like it feels different than what it used to.
So that's interesting. I feel like I'm very much like I feel like we shoot very differently because I think you're a
We do.
very technical photographer. Like you
Mhm.
really like the technical stuff of it, all the like I feel like you're interested in the camera almost as much as you're interested in the subject, if that
Yeah, what its capabilities are. Mhm.
yeah, exactly. Whereas I'm very much just like give me the thing that will make it the easiest to capture this.
Yes.
Like I want something where I can just push a button and what my eye sees is what is now a picture. I don't need to know how that happens.
Right.
Mhm.
Um, so I think in that sense, I would almost say that like the eye detection, I don't think there's a point where I'm going to get bored or not bored, but like where I'm going to think like, oh, I wish I was more in tune with my camera. Cause
Yeah.
in my mind, like the camera is really just like the tool that I
Mhm.
need to make this composition. So being able to compose without thinking about being able to compose without having to think about focus, I think is going to be huge for me in terms of how I shoot.
That's
Yep.
why
So
I
kind
like
of
it. It's just
yeah, it's one less thing to think about.
exactly. I'm just there
Yeah,
to
that's totally fair.
capture a moment, and the less shit I have to do to capture that moment is helpful. But Matt, when I had the Sony and me and Matt shot it, the one park, he just like put the R10 in my hand and I pointed it at a swan and it just like boink, grabbed its eyeball. I was like, fuck, I'm selling my camera tomorrow. Like that was sick.
That was the turning point.
Yeah. As soon as I pushed the focus button, it was like doop. And I was like, well, it's over.
Yeah. I think we all experienced the exact same thing right off the bat. Like it's game changing. Like it really is. When you're going from something that doesn't really have anything, me,
Mhm.
Fuji, you, Sony was decent enough. It was better
It
than
had
Fuji.
people eye, but I never
Yeah.
shot people. Fuck those things.
Yeah. But when you realize like, oh, it can track this little chickadee like flying through twigs the whole time, like this is interesting.
Mhm.
This and I don't know if like, but I don't know. It's hard to say because I'll go back through my catalog and I'll still see things that I find even technically for sure are on par,
Mhm.
depending on the environment and the set, the settings. Um, but also that like they don't look that far off what I'm getting now, and sometimes even the 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 compositions are stronger at times.
I don't think it's that it makes better pictures. I think it makes better pictures easier.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Because I was just thinking, there's so many times where when I had my 7D, I'm thinking about turns because I used to go to this pond where there's turns that would show up. I fucking love turns. And I would just track it past and it would be like blurry, 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 blurry. One sharp shot, blurry, blurry, blurry. So I'd be like, that's the shot. Because the other ones are useless. But now I'm shooting like 10 or 15 sharp shots. And I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
where's, okay, now the pose. Like now I can look at,
Right,
okay, the wingtips are better in
right.
this one.
Yeah. I do find that I'm getting more picky at trying to find that right one because of how many
Because you
you have.
can be now.
Yes. Yeah. Do you here's a question. Here's a quick little question. Do you think that people that start with a camera that have it off the bat have more of an advantage than somebody that started before that technology?
I have an answer, but I want to know what Mark's answer is first.
Sure.
Because I think I've mentioned it before.
feel like it I feel like it depends. In my mind, it's kind of one of those things of like, you can give a good photographer a crappy camera
Yeah.
versus a bad photographer a good camera, or a new photographer a good camera, and the good photographer with the bad camera very possibly will come away with something better in the end,
Yeah.
just because they know what they're doing. I don't know if that necessarily matters in terms of like what you learned on, if that
Hmm.
makes sense. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of exactly what you said, Kyle. It's like it doesn't make good photos, but it makes good photos easier. So if you
Right.
learn how to take a good photo, then it doesn't really matter what camera you have.
Hmm.
You can probably still get a good
Hmm.
photo.
Hmm.
You just might be able to do it easier with the
Yeah.
newer gear. And so I guess in that sense, learning on the newer stuff with this equipment could make it easier for you to become a good photographer because there's fewer things for you to have to learn in order to make a good photo. But
Yeah.
you still have to learn how to take a good photo.
You do. I think we see these examples often. We see it in sports with young kids and the way the equipment has gone and how much better they are, whether it's golf, hockey, whatever, has had a huge improvement in technology. I think we also see it like in other aspects, like when kids are young and there may be 60-year-olds that didn't know how to turn on a computer in 2000, but like a 3-year-old that kind of grew up with it could turn it on and put in the CD. I'm just specifically talking about my brother. When he was 3, I could remember, because I'm 12 years older than him, he could turn on the TV and put the game in the CD-ROM that he wanted to, and I knew many people that didn't even know how to turn on a computer. This was
Hmm.
probably
I
early
still do. I work
2000s.
with some.
Yeah, so, like, they're far more advanced just growing up with the technology and knowing and growing with it, so I just thought maybe there'd be an advantage there. I guess I'll let Kyle kinda do his explanation.
I was gonna say what you're saying is boomers don't know shit.
Is that a callback to the episode?
Yes, yes.
Hell yeah. Hell
Um,
yeah.
I was gonna say, so I think we've talked about this before, but I come from a background of bicycles, and I was thinking as Mark was talking and Matt was talking that I had said before, if someone came in and was like, I want a mountain bike, I want a really expensive full suspension, the whole kit and caboodle. Depending on the customer, I might not go that route, and maybe start them off on something like with no rear suspension. Still a really nice bike, but just no rear suspension, because full suspension makes you kind of sloppy. So you'll just kind of plow through like rock piles and rocks and sticks and things. Rather than with a hardtail, you have to think about how you're going to get over it, and you learn the process of thinking through the trail as opposed to just bulldozing the whole thing. To me, that's a similar thought to the mirrorless stuff versus DSLR or eye tracking versus not. But then I also thought there are people who want to learn that and want to put in the work, and there are people who just want to go for a bike ride. So I
Mhm.
think there's different customers. The
Yeah, I
person
agree.
who wants to be a good photographer might appreciate learning on something that's not as smart to then be able to take more advantage of the smarts later than the person who's just like a blue jay and they've got a sharp picture of a blue jay for them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I
So
actually do. I agree with that. I like that. Yeah,
I
that does make sense.
I think I remember you talking about this on another episode because I'm just remembering what I thought when you mentioned it the last time.
Give it to him.
Hit
And
me.
so this is a semi counterpoint to it.
Oh shit. All right.
So
I'm gonna sit back.
I'm just thinking like so when I was younger, like I learned to play the guitar in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember picking up the first time I tried learning guitar, I picked up just like a shitty cheap guitar because you don't want to put a lot of money into it when you're starting out if it turns out you're not going to like it.
Yep.
But the problem with doing it that way is you have a shitty guitar that
Mm-hmm.
sounds like shit. And so like you're never going to want like you're not going to want to play it because it sounds like garbage. And kind of the same way if you buy a crappy, not crappy, but like a
Mm-hmm.
difficult to use camera and you're new to it, you're not going to get the shots you want and you might get frustrated and leave it. Whereas if you go out and buy, I mean, it's different now because there are entry level cameras that have this like
Mm-hmm.
reliable backtracking
Yeah.
stuff. So if you go and
Yeah.
buy like an R10, then you're, you know what I mean? Like I feel like somebody who goes out and buys an R10 for wildlife photography is going to stick with it more than someone who goes out and buys a Z30 or something
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
because they're not going to have those same features that make wildlife photography easier. Um, so in a sense, I do think it makes sense to start with this technology if you're brand new to it and don't know if you're going to like it or not?
I don't have a counterpoint, but I have a affirmation to your point. So I too at one point decided to learn guitar, and I picked up just a guitar I thought was pretty, and it was, but I wanted also an acoustic guitar because I like to collect stuff. So when I get into something, I just buy a shit ton of whatever it is. So I bought possibly the shittiest acoustic guitar I could have found. The fret ends were sharp up and down the fretboard. So when I was trying to play, they just cut the shit out of my fingertips. And I was like, I'm never touching that guitar ever again. Like, fuck that thing. So, like, I just wasted money on a piece of shit because I didn't want to spend any money on something I wasn't sure if I was going to learn. So, like, I fully agree with what you're talking about. If I would have started with something better, maybe I would have continued with it because you're right. Like, a nice tool, that doesn't even have to be expensive. Like you were saying with the R10 or just like a nice, well put together guitar that's not super over top high end. Like, it feels good and it like makes you want to use it because it's not cutting the shit out of your fingers and you're not bleeding all over the place.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
Best thing you can do is find one for free.
Yeah.
I did.
My dad had an old, really nice guitar, and so when I picked that one up and started to learn, I stuck with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you just gotta find someone that's something good.
Yeah, I had the similar experience. I had played guitar, acoustic and electric, got out of it. And then when my wife's grandfather passed away, my mother-in-law found her old guitar from when she was younger that she was learning in the basement. And she's like, do you want this? And I'm like, I got an acoustic guitar again. So yeah, similar thing.
That we were playing Wonderwall on with fucking rain when I was trying to figure out all
was it Wonderwall?
I don't know. You were playing all sorts of stuff.
I think I was playing Our Lady Peace. Oh no, I was playing the Eagles song, Hotel California.
Hotel Cal. That's a good song.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just shit on that song.
And then a little Dallas Green I was playing too. But
yeah.
Mark, I have a question for you. Now that you have all of the awesomeness in your camera, all of the goodies,
it's still an icon. Hold on. I'm just kidding. I'm just
Is there
kidding.
any specific foot that you would like? Is there any specific foot that you would like to experience? No. Is there any specific species? Well, because Nikon foot, we think it has foot detection.
I actually haven't tried out the foot detection yet. So
okay. But is there, on a serious note, is there a certain species that you now feel that you want to go after that you maybe have never tried, or does anything come to mind like that? I know it's not changing the game completely, but there's a lot of small birds that might have been harder without the tracking. There's minks. There's faster little things that might make it a little easier for you.
Yeah, I can't think of any specific species.
Kyle, what's wrong?
No, I just had a dumb thought.
Okay, go on.
I was like, no, I was thinking of shots that you could do with the probe lens, and I was like, you got to probe a mink because they're the same shape. But then I imagined a mink mounted on, like, trying to, I don't know, deep throat the lens, and then my mind went.
That was half the group chat, was figuring out what Mark could probe with that damn lens.
All right, I like the joke now. I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
and it could involve that lens, although that lens is manual focus, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so let's leave that out of it.
Yeah.
Just the body itself, then.
A super niche lens. Like I don't really actually see it being used for anything other than the eggs.
Just sticking it into water.
Sticking in goop.
Yeah. Nikons love being stuck in water.
Yeah, I do.
I've heard that. Sorry, I totally didn't answer your question because I derailed it. Or didn't.
Sorry, I remembered what the question was this time.
Good.
Yeah, I don't think there's any specific species that I'm thinking of, but I've never shoot birds in flight or action generally because like I know it's not gonna, like, I try, if something really cool happens, I'm gonna try to take pictures of it, but like if there's a cool bird flying by, I don't bother trying. But like now with this, like the one thing I did try was like geese were flying because the geese are kind of congregating and then taking off in big groups. So I was trying like when they were flying overhead, just seeing if I could focus on them. So like that kind of thing is definitely back on the table. So I think more action, more birds in flight, that kind of stuff is I'm gonna be looking into that more.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. You're probably gonna want to like. What I started to think is, oh, I can do more behavior now.
Hmm.
The
Yeah.
funny thing about that is you still need to put in the time to watch the behavior and be there when the behavior happens. I thought it was just going to happen because I have eye tracking. It doesn't work that
No.
way. They
Did
don't
you send
recognize that you have the eye tracking. Like, oh, we should do things now.
did you
Until-
send the memo out though?
I
Did you let them?
didn't. I'm terrible at
Okay.
communication. Some podcast members know this already.
Until a camera comes out with a little trap door that'll fling a mouse at something
Yeah.
like that, I don't think
Yeah.
you'll get behavior from a camera.
It is funny though how it's just like, oh, I can do this now and I can do that. It's kind of like anytime Mike buys something, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I can, it's going to do this for me. Like we all have these same ideas, and
Do you have to drink
And
now
they-
that Mike was mentioned? Isn't that a thing?
no, Rain does.
Oh,
He
Rain
must drink
does.
again because his name was.
Ah,
But yeah, it doesn't just happen because you have it. Isn't that crazy, guys?
It's the worst.
It's the worst.
I unfortunately have whatever that syndrome is that Mike has, where I'm like, this new piece of tech will definitely
It's gonna
help me
fix
improve.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all my problems will go
Well,
away because this is
I-
better than the last thing I had. It's never worked.
I have what Mike
His
has
latest.
purchased. Yeah, and it's a Generation 1 400-28. When he bought it, I'm like, Mike, this isn't going to be something that's like going to be easy to shoot. And I think his idea was that the image quality was probably just going to outweigh any negatives that the
Mhm.
size and the cumbersome of it is going to endure. But I think that's prevailed. I don't think the image quality. It's a big lens. It's like 12 pounds. So I'm going to find out.
Is it
soon.
12?
Yeah, it's 12, 11 or 12. Yeah.
And you're shitting on me for my like, whatever the 60 to 600 was. How many pounds was it?
Yeah,
Nine?
we've all kind of changed since then, eh?
We have in 1 year.
But you know what? Like that's what's good about having a conversation bi-weekly is like it keeps you honest and it keeps you, evolving. And
What the fuck
I've
is
already
ounces to pounds?
I've already shot this lens when I went to Mossport, so I have handheld it for like 5 or 6 hours. I have done it, but it's gonna be interesting. Mark, when a car goes around the track, you anticipate and you know when it's coming based on sound, and that it only goes one way on the track. It's very easy to anticipate something coming. I think wildlife might be a little different, trying to hold this thing up for something to happen. Yeah, that's where I think issues are gonna come.
That thing is 12 pounds. Hold on.
12 pounds.
12.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but
The-
bro,
60 to 600 was 6.
but bro,
and you
but
were
look at-
talking shit about how heavy it was.
but yeah, but come on.
But you've changed, man.
We
You're
all
like-
should be changing. We shouldn't be
That's true.
afraid of change. We shouldn't
Oh.
be negative for change.
I have-
We should be positive about change.
Matt knows this, but Mark wasn't here yet. I made a change to myself this week. I don't hate Samsung anymore. And that was big for me.
Yeah, he's back on the Samsung mobile phone train.
Yeah. I also don't. Jen and I were watching a video yesterday, and it was like we watch a lot of like musical trivia type videos, and just for fun to like listen to 1 second of the song and see if you can name it, kind of things.
Mhm.
And one was you had to pick which version of a song was better, the original or the cover. And Twist and Shout, I didn't realize the Beatles did a cover of something that was previous in history. And I hate the Beatles, but I liked that version better than the original. And I was like, on the same day that I decided I didn't hate Samsung anymore, I liked the Beatles song better. And then I was like, I'm growing up. I think I'm changing. I was like, this is a big day for me.
Yeah, you accept it.
I did.
It. Yeah.
Oh,
Nothing
and then
like
the
that.
third thing. So in another video, 21 Pilots Stressed Out came on. And
Great song.
well, I didn't really like 21 Pilots. And I was like, but I kept hearing it. Like when it came out, which was a couple years ago, like I heard it a lot and I was like, this song can go away. But like hearing it now, I was like, all right, it's not bad. So I went to add it to my liked playlist. And when I searched for it, it had a thumbs down. So I actually went and disliked it earlier.
Yeah.
And then I added it to my liked list. So like I had 3 kind of major
They-
things that I turned around on.
I hear they
yesterday.
do say that you have to listen to a song at least a minimum of 10 times before you know if you like it or not.
That's not true. That's not.
I don't know. It might be.
Okay.
I think that's true. There's lots of songs that I hear once and I'm like, this is sick, and then
Yeah.
I put it on my list, and then a week later I'm like, why?
Yeah.
This is bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Not good.
Or the opposite definitely happens too, where it just grows on you a little bit. You just need that. You need that
That
exposure.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we're the music podcast now.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
People expect it.
I will hear my wife Jen. She calls it like planting seeds now. So she'll be like, check the song out. I'm like, that song's terrible. And then like a year later, I'll hear it from a different vector, and I'm like, have you heard this song? She's like, I showed this to you like a year ago. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember now, and I like it. And it's not because it's not because she recommended it. I'm like, I'm automatically not gonna like it, but I don't know. I just have to come around to stuff on my own time, and I think that's sort of what's been happening. But I can tell you immediately if I like a song, or it's rare that it takes me time. But I guess the 21 Pilots is the antithesis to that argument.
Sometimes you just need your space, right? Just gotta leave Kyle alone.
Just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Everybody.
You should keep that type of persona up. You can be like the Canadian Jared.
But just yelling at people and getting upset.
Yeah, yelling. Yeah.
You know, do you know the chef that's on YouTube, Matty Matheson?
Yeah.
I love his personality because he's just like the most relatable person ever. Like he's just like, yeah, shit sucks, but in this, whatever, just do whatever you want and make it, and he just yells. It's realistic. It's great.
Yeah. He's grounded and realistic. Absolutely.
Yeah. And the world needs more of that. I think.
Mark, I'm looking through your photos here. I've been doing a little bit of whitetailing myself. Are whitetail big in your woods? And have you gone for them this year yet?
I'm not partial to any particular color of tail.
I guess the whole premise of walking around the woods is probably to bump into some deer. I'm sure that's always top of the list.
Yeah, there's a few. It's kind of interesting. So I have a trail cam set up in there, so I see them on there all the time. Like at least half. It's pretty much 50-50 deers and squirrel that trip that camera. Every once in a while, I've got fishers on there a couple times. Porcupines, coyotes go through there once in a while. I've got an owl once, maybe twice.
What kind?
Just kind of like laying on a branch right in front of it. But yeah, so it's interesting because there's a few like groups of deer that I see frequently. There's a trio that I used to see all the time, both on the trail cam and in person. And then there was a pair that I think is like a mom and an older fawn, I guess. And then there are a few, you see bucks every once in a while. It's not super common. Like it's probably, I don't know, once every dozen times that I'm out, I run into a deer or two. But like often enough, like it's now with like not going out as much because of a child. I don't get that stuff as much, but like pre baby, I was going out almost daily, and I'd see them, once or twice a month.
Right.
The woods are very much a numbers game. Like you're not seeing anything 95% of the time.
Yeah.
But that's not, but like as long as you're going in there with that expectation, then you're not disappointed.
That's big, eh? Yeah, that'll deflate you if you're expecting something because maybe someone saw something, especially if it's a spot that maybe is more well known or has been e-birded or something where you have this expectation, whereas your expectation is I'm probably not going to see something, and when you do, it's just that much better. Like this blue cardinal that I'm looking at, actually. Do you remember that shot?
That was a special moment.
I wish I could show you guys, but maybe I'll try to post it.
I have a question for Mark because of something he just said. Okay. Matt tells me that if I have children, I'll appreciate my free time more. Is that true?
You got to understand, I only have my own perspective, but I'm interested if you agree with it.
I would say so.
It's a hard answer.
Literally.
Mark puts his daughter on his back and walks through the woods, though. I've never done that, so maybe he has a different. But go ahead, Mark. You maybe have a different perspective.
Well,
Just want to paint that
I would
picture.
I would say you value your free time more because you have so much less of it.
Oh yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I think that's
100%.
Matt's point.
But
That's exactly it.
yeah. So, but it's interesting because if like, so one of my, like, when we were talking about having kids, one of my biggest, like, one of my biggest, my only hang up was like, I'm not going to have time to shoot anymore. And so that was really the only reason I wasn't, at first at least, 100% in. But then it's kind of, the kid kind of ends up forcing a perspective change where like, so for a few years you really don't get to shoot much, and that's kind of just, you kind of have to accept that. But if you really want to get out there, you can find the time to do it. Like, normally I can get out if I want to. I can take a morning on the weekend, or maybe during the week I can usually get out a morning if I really want to. It's really just up to me to take that time when I have it. But then you kind of have this, this is forward thinking for me, and maybe it's gonna not work out this way, but you have somebody now to share that with, right? Like, I'm like, one of the things that I'm looking forward to when my daughter gets older is to, like, taking her out into the woods with me and, like, sharing my love of nature, my love of wildlife with her, and kind of, and I mean, we've already started that. Like, I taught her more animal names than I think a less than 2-year-old should know at this point.
That's excellent.
And like, when we go out, she ID'd a blue jay by sound a few weeks ago.
Wow.
So we're like, you know what I mean? Like, we're teaching. So in like, to, put things back into reality, she calls most birds that she hears now blue jays. But, so any corvid, actually, she'll call it a blue jay. Any
broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm not saying she's broken. I just thought it fit well.
Yeah, no, she makes a lot of mistakes.
Well, she's
Don't
two.
we all?
I probably make more, guaranteed.
She has her whole life ahead of her to make those mistakes. Yeah,
that's awesome, though. That is cool, and like, I don't know if that's a bridge that I'm ever gonna cross, but it is cool is hearing people's perspective on it, because like, I don't shoot now, so like, maybe I would be motivated to shoot more if I had less time to do it, because now I'm like, well, I can go out another time if I want.
Here's the thing, Kyle. When you're at home, if you're like, I don't know, I want to play Starfield or something, you can just do that, like, in theory. Like, whereas, like, if I'm at home, it's like, oh, if I'm at home, I'm being, I love my wife, bossed around, I'm doing the dishes, I'm helping with the laundry, I'm showering or like bathing a kid. Like, so like, the being away and out is kind of like, oh, I like, okay, this is my moment to just, for 2 hours, just forget about everything and just reset. So I can reset at home, like, as Kyle, and just play a game for a couple hours, get bored, go to something else. I'm not saying what you have is wrong or right, or what we have is wrong or right, but it's just vastly different on why I think you appreciate the time where you could go out. And I think Mike also, drink, guys. Mike also deals with this too, where it's like, you're just so run down by the time sometimes you have the opportunity to go out, that you're just like, and then you feel like shit because you didn't take the opportunity. So that's even more negativity on you, and you start battling yourself too. So that's why I personally try to take the time without stretching it too far and pissing my wife off, to at least try to get out there for a couple hours once a weekend.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's the drive.
A few times for sure where I've been like planning to go out on a Sunday, but then Saturday is, we're up early for swimming lessons, and then we cram a whole bunch of stuff. We do grocery shopping, all this stuff, and then by the time by the time we're ready to go to bed, it's like 11, and I'm exhausted. I'm like, there's no
way
chance
I'm doing this.
Yeah,
I've even had to. Yeah, I've had to bail on Kyle and say, like, listen, kid's sick. Like, it just happens.
Yeah.
Kyle's like, good, I get to sleep in. Fuck it.
Well, I was thinking, actually, because a couple weeks ago we talked about maybe going out this Sunday. But then I was saying that I like the UFC because apparently I'm a meathead, and there's one tomorrow. But since it's overseas, it's actually earlier in the day, so that wouldn't stand in the way of me going out. But then there's F1, which I also watch.
Yeah.
But the F1 is in fucking, where is it? It's Mexico. So it's actually at like 4 p.m. So I'm like,
So you have
there's
that window.
literally nothing standing in the way of me going out on Sunday. But I was like, I'm lazy. I don't know. Like I might still not.
Yeah.
I kind of
Well,
feel like I should.
The season's young for where we were gonna go. There's so much time still. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Why you could easily talk yourself out of it.
But I could. I might. Like, cause like I say, I don't shoot enough. Like I should just.
As long as it doesn't bother you, I don't think it matters. As long as you're not going through every day going like, I feel terrible that I have this camera or this investment, I'm not using it, or like you start getting down on yourself. If it's just something like every day, if 2 weeks go by and you haven't picked up your camera and it's just because you're busy or interested in other things, I don't think that's like toxic. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Well,
that's a decent relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it ultimately, like, at least for the three of us, this is a hobby, right?
Just a hobby. Yeah.
So if
this podcast is just a hobby.
No pressure to produce.
Yeah.
So if you don't feel like going out and shooting, or you come home with nothing one day, like who gives a shit? Nobody paid you to do that. You're not gonna.
You're right.
Lose your job because of it, and like it's one of those things. If you're not enjoying it, don't do it.
Take a break. Exactly.
Yeah. The stupid thing is, and I don't know if this is normal. Every thought I have is this normal or is this me being weird? Where
there's that comparison again.
Yeah. I compare everything. Without complaining too much, I really don't like my job right now, and I don't know if it's the job or the workplace or whatever. So by the end of the week, I'm just demolished, and I just want to not anything.
Yeah.
Going out to bird is a something. The problem becomes when I'm out, I feel so much better. Like I get so much just relaxed, chill, good vibes, good stuff happening from just being there. And like you both said, like you don't have to see stuff. You're just enjoying who you're with, what you're doing, smelling leaves.
I think it's similar to this.
Yeah.
You probably get the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Before this, I was talking to my wife. I was like, I don't want to do the podcast tonight because I want to just eat stupid food. There's a video that I want to watch. Yeah. There's a video that I want to watch tonight by the YouTube channel I always mention. But we've already purchased it in a way that you can watch it at another time. So it's like, I don't have to watch it tonight, but it's live tonight. So I wanted to. But then like Jen's like, you're going to go up there. You're going to have a great time talking to people and you're going to be all good. And I was like, you're not wrong.
Support staff. You got that support staff you have.
Yeah. So I was like, you're right. And like, that's how I feel like I should be doing with like bird stuff. Like I should force myself to go out because I know that I'm going to have a good time when I go there.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, it's just dumb to me to.
I don't think you should force it. Like,
I don't have to force doing it. It's just force starting. Does that make sense?
Oh, starting is the hardest thing. You've talked about doing anything like reviewing. I've talked about doing something different for the YouTube to bring more followers into watching this, and we just don't do it. But yeah, go ahead, Mark.
I would say that the amount of like actual just time and effort it takes for me to like get ready to go out for photography is like it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like
just to get ready to go out. Yeah.
Get all your get everything ready. If it's in the morning, I have to wait until I'm ready to poop. Otherwise I'm gonna poop in the woods.
That's an important part of the morning.
That's my favorite time.
It's a good time.
I like getting out before I poop, so then I have to. I'm forced to in the woods.
Oh, that's a different logic than I would have applied to that.
I feel more connected.
Directly, arguably.
Connected. I'm not against it.
Okay, so Craig, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. Craig, I'm sorry if you do, but I don't think so. He doesn't listen to this anyway.
What?
I know he's the worst. He's the worst friend. No, okay, he's like one of my best friends.
I love him.
He's single, and we were talking about a girl at one point, and I was like, he's like, I'm going to, like, he goes canoeing and stuff every weekend. He's driving up to crazy places to do stuff and hanging out with people, because he's like, I'm hanging out with the people that I would like to potentially have a relationship with. And he's like, I thought of one question that will weed out 90% of the potential candidates. And it's, are you okay with shitting in the woods? So, like, if they're not, he's like,
Strong.
nope, we have no connection here.
That's a strong question for an outdoorsman.
Yeah. But I was like, are you limiting yourself to, like, because someone could learn to be okay with it, but you're just immediately going for it.
Outside of Mark, because he's here and I don't want to call him out. I have a problem with a lot of people that don't want to shit in the woods.
That's fair. I would, but I'm not going to try to.
No, I understand people aren't looking for the opportunity to, but I just want to make sure that if we're in a predicament, I'm not going to have to worry about some bougie guy that wants to have a porcelain throne, just drop trow and have at it.
I will, and I have many times.
Of course. You're a wildlife photographer. Of course you have.
I'm going to write down drop trow and have at it.
Even if I have had that morning poop at home, sometimes there's a second one. And there's
of course. That's usually when I hit Timmy's.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Couple steps and like a couple sips of a double, and I'll go right through you.
It's true.
It's faster than the Canon autofocus. You know what I mean?
That's not
or that Nikon foot focus.
How do you find the autofocus using a V1 lens, or you haven't shot it a ton
myself?
Yet?
Yeah. Well, I'm shooting it technically on a V1. The 135 would be, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you haven't shot the 400 too much for wildlife yet. Like, it's
not wildlife. I did it on the track, and like vehicle acquisition was great.
I find vehicle acquisition solid. Like, I never really have a problem.
Why aren't we wild or motorsports photographers then? Like, it's way easier.
You thought you were like 2 months ago for like a solid month.
Just wait till next summer, boys. We're gonna be back on that train.
Winter's ducks, summer's cars.
Yeah, especially if I buy this from Mike, then I'm gonna have no reason not to go out and do some. But anyway, it is definitely slower than native, but like not to the point where it's like, oh, I can't use this.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I think we spoke about this earlier. Like, I think if you get to a certain point in your photography career or like hobby that you feel confident behind the camera and kind of know how to react in situations, because there's a lot of times, and Mark may not have noticed it much with his short time with it. The eye tracking is very reliable, but there are certain circumstances where you're going to find that it's not working.
Mm-hmm. Grabs a butt, grabs an ear.
Yeah, and you're going to have to kind of work on the fly to mess around with those circumstances, but they're quite rare. It's kind of like that where you kind of have to know. I have a button set up that if the autofocus ever goes away, but I've still acquired the eye that I can hold the focus.
And Mark is back. That's what people do when they edit.
It was all that poop talk. He just needed to use the washroom.
He needed to run quick.
Oh, here we go. That reminded me. Mark, I want a real time. I prefer my slightly sweet on the rocks over a lot of ice in a cold glass. You just drank it straight from the can. It's probably a little warm now. Give me your review since this episode is not sponsored by Twisted Tea.
Yet.
Do you want it to be... You want Twisted Tea to sponsor you? You want me to be real? No, I'm kidding.
Be honest.
Because I think they'll still sponsor us.
How glowing do you want this review?
Be you, baby.
Around here, we're us, so don't sugarcoat it.
I would drink it again. It's
good start.
Yeah.
Heard it here first.
I don't know how it compares to the other versions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the next step.
Yeah. I don't like the sweet drinks usually, so I feel like this is a good level of sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
Slightly.
It's
the other one. The originals tend to have a little more acidic and a little more cut. Like it cuts through the throat a little bit.
Gotcha.
It's a little more sour, so I prefer it anyway. But anyway, all right. So it's all the things that I experience when I drink it. I do recommend On the Rocks next time with a nice chilly glass. It's like summer in a cup. It's like summer in a glass. See, why are we not sponsored? Who's a tea?
You could have just pretending to drink a empty can for a while.
I've been drinking it the whole time. My wife, I put it here, and my wife's like, "Did you wash that out?" And I'm like, "No." When I touch it, and like 12 fruit flies come out of it. I'm like, I better wash this thing. So it's
rinse
washed
it
now.
Freaking fruit flies, man. They get you.
Yeah. Oh, did I mention that I have the 2x teleconverter? So now I can shoot 800.56. Hello, Richard.
Richard, it's coming for you.
Coming for you, buddy.
I should watch his video on the 800 that he just posted. I'm bad at corresponding with guests that I say I'm gonna follow their stuff, and then I'm like, I want to watch something else right now, and then I get.
That's like it's a trend.
With me,
like, I don't really go take photos.
I don't do anything. That's what I'm saying. I don't do shit. There's a bike here. I don't use. Things. I listen to music.
That's good. Yeah, you collect things. You've said you.
I just collect stuff.
Things.
I got 10. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 little F1 cars up on the wall right there.
Is there anything that you do the guitar, Mark? You do obviously the photography. Is there anything else that we don't know about Mark that might give it a little bit of insight into who?
I mean, well, lately it's fatherhood. It's really all I do.
Lame. Okay, next. No, I'm kidding.
Behind me were board game people.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Comic book people. Well, I'm a comic books person.
That's cool too.
Have you read the? I mean, this isn't topical anymore, but the Walking Dead comic books.
I haven't read them. No, I've read the first one because for whatever reason, I don't know how I ended up with it, but I have a copy of the first volume, but I haven't. I did watch the show most of the way through. I eventually, I think, lost interest, or
it did get a little crazy, crazy bad. But my wife got really into it. We have like the whole volume set of those books, so that's the only one I know really. So that's why I asked you.
All right. That's fair.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
I love a good board game.
Board games, yeah,
they're so fun. There's a friend of mine who basically, when we go to their house, we just play board games and get kind of lit, and it's just been all we've done for like our whole friendship, and it's great.
I think Kyle Mark, he has a group of friends that they meet up and do board games, right? Yeah, it's pretty popular actually. I think it's more popular than I don't have friends, so I don't have anybody to play board games with. I play
that hurts actually.
Myself.
Hey, hold on.
What?
Fuck you. I'm your friend. Shut up.
Can we play board games?
I think so.
Board games. Are we gonna bring board games to TTP and set up at the point?
That'd be awesome. We'll record a live. We'll record a live podcast while we're playing fucking Settlers of Catan or something.
Yeah. But the thing is, we're never gonna do this.
No, we just talk about it and never do it.
Yeah.
I actually thought I was telling you that I want to start reviewing shit channel because I have opinions on basically everything that I have around me, and I feel like because I have a podcast now, I feel like the whole world needs to know my opinions on everything. So I might do that.
But it's a good idea because it'll bring other people to the channel.
And so you're thinking I should do it for a selfish reason? I'm just kidding.
Well, yeah. Why do you think I'd try to go out and get photos? I mean, I'm doing it for a selfish reason.
That's fair.
Come listen to me talk about this shitty photo. You know what I mean? Like, it's something. It's something to draw. No, I'd still be doing it even if we weren't doing this. This just became kind of like my secondary kind of persona. It's my secondary outlet. It's the second. No, it's filtered. It's a lot worse than this usually. It's my secondary outlet of media, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, Mark, you were talking about earlier that like we're all just like hobbyist shooters, and it kind of allows us to be a little more fluid with our like schedules and stuff. What do you think would change if you but you started shooting professionally? Like what do you think you'd still try to capture the same type of shots, or what do you think would change about the way you envision taking pictures? If that's even a question that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a good question. I feel like, I guess it depends. I think so actually, I'm going to say no, I wouldn't shoot the same stuff because I think being a professional photographer actually involves very little about what you photograph. I think it ends up being if you want to make at least in wildlife photography, if you want to
Mhm.
make a living in wildlife photography, you're guiding
Clip
basically.
it.
Yep.
That's how you make money in that field. Some people manage to do it with there are some people who are, winning contests enough that or it's not necessarily that they're winning content, but there are some people who their whole thing is they take photos specifically to win contests. They go places, they find things to take
They're
photos of.
they're
And so
planning it for years.
yeah. And so I think you can make a living doing it that way. Um, but I mean, obviously that's a super risky way to try to make a living because you go a whole year without any success and
And you better
you've
be
made
single.
$0 that year. You've spent money that year because
Yeah.
you have to pay to enter those contests.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know that I'd want to be a professional photographer if I couldn't take the photos that I like to take. I don't think that would appeal to me. It would just be um, one thing I've kind of put into my mind is that turning a hobby into a job is a really great way to ruin a hobby.
Bingo. I mean, not to say that's
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 excellent.
the rule, but it's such a sentiment. You know what I mean? It's so there's truth to that. You're right.
Yeah,
Tell
and
that to
so
my
I
father-in-law.
this is why I don't understand why everyone feels like they need to make their hobbies into side hustles and then into full-time gigs, and it
Do you,
just
It
do you think it's
warms
like the
me to
next
hear you
step?
say that. You have no idea.
Or do you think it's just like the next step? Like there's a progression to dating someone and then living with someone and then marrying someone and then having kids. Like is it a progression of just of the craft for some people, or is it something else? Maybe a
I
personality
think it's
specifically.
I think it's cultural slash maybe less cultural, more social media pressure. Because I
Mhm.
Oh,
think if
okay.
you're a
Yeah,
wildlife
that's
photographer, the only other wildlife photographers you see are people who are hustling to make it as wildlife photographers, and so that just kind of become and I fell into that trap too. There was a long period of time where I was social media engagement is everything,
Mhm.
getting likes, getting tagging all of Kangeo, Nikon, and all of my posts to get noticed and become an ambassador and all that. That was the goal, right? That's so many people's goals, and I think it's just because that's what you see and you think that's what you're supposed to do
right.
as a wildlife photographer.
Right.
But I
Like you
think,
see other people getting married. That's kind of that was kind of my point. Like
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
something
exactly.
you
I guess,
Are
yeah.
you
yeah,
okay,
you're right.
Matt? You keep you keep bringing up your wife, and you're like,
Well, I'm
I don't
getting
know about
divorced.
getting married.
No, I'm
You
kidding.
good?
No, it
Well,
was just
that's the natural progression, isn't it?
that's
Yeah.
that was my example. As much as it sounds like I'm trying to subliminally put something out there, I am not. It's okay.
I'm here for you, buddy. If you need anybody,
Thank you.
you're
Thank
welcome. I I agree. I've fallen into all those traps where I arguably still do. I have a group of hashtags I just slap on everything, and I'm like, why am I doing this? But I was looking at my Instagram today. I just opened it, and I think it was just because one of us in the small chat was talking, and I was like, I haven't posted in a couple weeks or a couple months even, and I'm like, I should post. Then I was like, what does that mean? What does it mean I should post? What's the should part? Why?
I should share my art.
Yeah, but I feel like I should want to do that. So I've had a tendency for a while. I was like, I'm gonna post one a day, and then I started running out of pictures or running out of ideas, and I didn't want to post the same bird 2 days in a row, and I might have gone out a weekend and shot, like you said, Mark, one shorebird. You're just you found a spotted sandpiper hopping his way down the beach, and you just spent an hour and a half with him and have 40 shots. I'm not gonna post 40 shots in a row of a spotted sandpiper, but the should, I'm like, where does the should come from? And I think it's just I want to grow the audience. I want to show more stuff to get noticed, to get ambassadors and all that other stuff. And I'm like, I don't think I need to get caught up in that. So now I'm
Right.
just sort of posting what I like and whenever it comes up.
I think that's the healthiest way about it. If you have something
Yeah.
to share and it's something you're interested in, even if it's not received the way you may think or whatever, just share it.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be for the accolades. I don't think it should be for the ambassadorships. I don't think. I mean, unless that's your goal, like you said, Mark. There's a lot of people that have that So there's a lot of people that just want that too. I don't want to call them narcissists, but they're narcissists.
Mhm.
And no, I'm kidding. But like they're obviously a certain type of a personality that kind of want that or can market themselves that way. I just feel dirty even trying to market myself. It's not something that comes natural to me. You know
Doesn't
what I
seem
mean?
genuine.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting point, and I feel like I've been thinking about this for a long time because I used to post like religiously, and it was that kind of like you need to post to stay relevant because if
Mhm.
you're not posting, people aren't seeing who you are, and blah 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 blah. And then I just kind of stopped post. I mean, probably it coincided pretty directly with having a kid, but like I kind of stopped posting, and I stopped caring about posting,
Mhm.
and I started thinking about like if I were to start posting and like why would I start posting again? And I noticed that like most people use social media as a self-marketing tool, not as a social tool.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
when I started posting again just because like I just want to start sharing photos, but like
Mhm.
ultimately I want my goal to just be like I want to post photos that are going to start conversations,
Yeah.
not because I want the most comments on my post, but because I want to like meet other photographers. Like
Mhm.
the yeah, like I want to meet other photographers and I want to chat with other
Yeah.
photographers and just kind of like that networking, but not networking's the wrong word because I don't like it's
Mhm.
not in the sense of like I want to get ahead by meeting people to who will give me opportunities and stuff. Like it's just like I just want to meet other photographers.
Like
The
like-minded
yeah,
individuals too. Like,
the
yeah.
biggest challenge
Yeah.
I've encountered is that I actually don't like socializing. So it's been hard to, it's
Yeah.
hard to socialize when you actually don't like that. So I'm trying to
That's
figure
fair.
that side of it out.
I
But
think most of the people I
For sure.
speak to on a daily basis are people that I have met through the hobby and that social media aspect. And that's a good point. I think that's how I use it. I use it more for the social aspect, um, more than I do the self promotion. Yeah,
What's funny
yeah, I
about
like
this
that.
statement, this hat I'm wearing, CKG, it's a Facebook group, Canada Knife and Tool group, and it's where I started sort of learning photography. And I didn't even do this intentionally, but it I started taking product, like I've said this before, take product photographies of knives and stuff, and like
Shit.
the, the I speak to
how many
probably
money?
five. Pardon? Oh, you don't have any money?
I said
Me
I
neither.
don't have any money.
It's all up there on the wall. um, I talked to some of my best friends now. It's not my best friends. Matt, if you're listening, you're my best friend. Different Matt. Sorry, there's too many Matts in my life.
Can't be
But
me.
you're like fourth. No offense. The
Surprised I'm that high. Continue.
but I talk to so many people from this group on a regular basis, not even about knives anymore, because like it that was sort of the connecting piece, and then we've formed other different relationships from there, and it's the same now with photography. Like all three of us met separately online, and I've never hung out with Mark, but that's my bad. But like we've all shot with each other after having met online, just because of the
Mhm.
shared interest, and then we talk and we grow and we learn more about each other and we
Yeah.
have more in common. And like we said at the beginning, I don't know if it was recorded, but like you're not supposed I think it was recorded. You're not supposed to meet people online. They said
No.
not to do that.
Yeah.
But
My
now you
wife
got
always thought I was going to a dark alley to get touched. You know what I mean? Like she thought something was up. Like
yeah,
That's a different group. That's a
that's a
different
that
group.
that
different group.
happens. It's just not this hobby.
Yeah. And like it's interesting, and like now like this is a big tangent, but like I think most people meet their significant others online. Like everything's online. It's crazy. People don't
Yeah.
meet just walking down the street anymore.
Yeah. Thank God I can be left
Yeah, I was the
alone.
worst. I was
I can
never
only be
be
addressed when I want
Pictures.
to be.
yeah.
If it weren't for the internet, I would literally just, I don't know, live in a hole by myself and never
Yeah, be
talk
a
to anyone.
hermit. Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Now I'm putting my face on the internet forever.
Yeah, look at us. People are listening to our opinions and disagreeing regularly.
That's what it's for.
That's literally what it's for. I don't want an
Well,
opinion I agree with. Give
Matt
me something
just
to get
or
mad at.
That's
Mark just
that's the
said,
best part about the internet. If they disagree, you can just ignore it.
That's
yeah,
right.
block.
And you still won.
Person,
Well, Mark just said that he is looking to kind of incite conversation, and like that's sort of I love conversation. I like
Mhm.
conversation about a thing I want to talk about Because
Yeah.
it's easy to find a conversation about stuff you don't want to talk about, but
It's
having
hard to get out of them though.
also that. So it's nice to kind of, in a way, pigeonhole or direct in with either your photography or this podcast or the WhatsApp group, just like smaller conversations about things you want to talk about rather than just the riffraff and junk that's everywhere else in the news. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep. I'm all more sane
Take
for
that.
it. That's right.
I don't know how much photography stuff we've talked about today, but are we planning on going anywhere this weekend, Matt? Do we have that? Are you
I
planning?
don't think so. The 100 400 right here. If you've noticed, it's in here. It's
No.
boxed up,
She
and
she
I
kicking rocks.
believe on Sunday it is kicking rocks. So that might have to set precedent. We'll see
That's
if
fine.
that changes. We can stay in touch, but it might be leaving on Sunday.
That's kind of sad because I think that not brought us together, but
Yes,
that was a
it did.
key.
It did.
Yeah.
It was an eye opener on what cheap stuff from Canon could do. I just never felt the same about it after getting rid of the APS-C.
Yeah.
That's all.
It is an excellent APS-C lens.
I would almost rather buy an R10 or something to always have it on than to just have it and not use it with the R8.
Yeah.
I guess that's the idea.
Makes sense.
Going to a good home though.
Yeah.
I think.
What's that, sorry?
The person you're selling it to, they messaged me because we're like I know her, so she said that she's buying that lens.
Okay.
So going to a good home.
Small world. And I
That's
also know
funny.
somebody else. She knows another individual I know, Dan. So it's just kind of like, you can give the lens to Dan if you see Dan. So yeah, I didn't realize they knew each other. But
I love these small world things.
Well, it's small world because every single person we've just talked to, certainly, I don't know if Mark had met this individual offline, but they've all been met online again for myself.
Mm-hmm. We went to school together.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. I knew she was in the similar field to kind of what,
I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast. We might have, but I posted something for sale and then this person commented like a silly comment on it. And then Matt was like, "Don't talk shit about my boy," or something like that. And then I messaged Matt. I was like, "Oh, I know this guy from a previous lens sale." And he's like, "Oh, I know him because I shot with him at this other spot." So like we all three knew each other, but didn't know that the three of us knew each other.
I feel like he forgot about me though, because he's like, I'm just joking. Like,
yeah. It was really funny though.
Yeah.
But I like that stuff because I find most of the interactions with people in this hobby have been pretty positive. You do get other than the stuff we talked about last week.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the photographer though.
No. But like it's that's one of the reasons I kind of got out of the knife hobby, but I found the topics I didn't want to talk about bled into like knives and guns and stuff, and then I was like, I don't want to. You guys talk about that. I want to talk about fun stuff. Talk about new knives that are coming out that make cool noises.
Yep. Everyone has the thing that makes them go, right?
Yep.
That's knives for you.
Well, it's headphones, it's cameras, it's knives, it's bicycles, it's collecting things. Yeah, I have too many. That's why I need to start a YouTube channel talking about all of it. Because these people who like birds don't care about headphones.
Yeah. Not to get off too much of a tangent because we're gonna, close things up here, but like I think that's what keeps me going in wildlife photography is like, I don't really care about the image I just got. Now I care about the next one.
Yeah. You've mentioned that quite a few times.
Yeah,
that's a cool thing.
Kind of just what pushes me too. Like I just get over it so fast. I'm like, okay, cool, great. Moved on. I posted it. What am I getting next week? What am I going to go find next week? So it's,
Also,
it's healthy.
I think part of the fun is like, you can always get a better shot of whatever it is you shot.
Always. If you think you've got the best shot of something that you possibly can, like, good on you. Like, you're better than anybody I've ever known.
Yeah.
To ever exist.
Yeah.
Even manufacturers of cars are still trying to make better cars. They didn't stop at an 86 Dodge or Plymouth Acclaim. Thank the Lord. You know what I mean? Like they always thought, our K car, a Dodge K car. They didn't think that was the best car.
Dodge
Thank the Lord.
Spirit,
Can you imagine that's
91
as
Dodge
far as we
Spirit,
got?
peak car.
Can you imagine that's as far as we got in technology? And they're just like, no, we've completed it all.
We've done it.
So that's not really a mindset, in my opinion. Always can do better.
And like, especially with photography, I'm gonna say a word that doesn't make any sense, but getting a better picture is often kind of free, because considering if you have the gear already, you can just
because you don't shoot film.
Right. Yeah. We're back to that again.
Well, yeah, exactly. And we're back to ultimately, in some weird connection, boomers don't know shit.
Boomers don't know shit.
I think we should just end it right there.
Yeah, I'm down. Look,
I don't know. I don't know what time we're at, but it's getting late. We don't want to hold Mark too long, but
hour 40.
Oh, okay. So we're right on par.
Yeah.
Good. Mark, are you going to listen to this one? This is going to be. Oh, good.
Well,
Matt, do you listen to them?
I hate hearing myself speak, but
bro,
I want to see.
You got to listen.
You
got to listen to it.
I was today.
Yeah, that's fair. Sorry, Kyle. You said did I listen to them?
Yeah,
I used to.
Right. Yeah,
I
I've
don't think
stopped
I do anymore. That's why you're not seeing clips or posts, or I just kind of do the announcement one's alive and go ahead and yeah.
I kind of listen to it a bit when I'm editing it, but then I'm like,
sure,
I don't need to listen to it as a unit. I'll like scrub through.
We're good.
Yeah.
We don't want to. Why do we have to listen to the excellence?
My commute. I go into work once a week on Tuesdays, and this is what I listen to, and it's pretty much the perfect length for my drive there and back.
Oh,
this next commute is going to put you through a tough. It's going to be listening to your own voice, but I think you can do it.
Yeah, it's going to be.
You can do it.
I don't know. I wonder if it'll make me more or less mad at the other drivers than I usually am.
Oh, I tell you,
we'll have a follow-up update on the next episode from Mark.
We should do a drivers that piss us off segment, because man, I'm sure we could all wax poetically about pieces of shit on commutes.
Yeah, I've been commuting to the city for 20 years. Oh yeah.
I think we all have. It sounds like we all have a lengthy commute. I drive about an hour one way every day. So 2 hours a day. Yep.
Much.
Yeah. All right. So traditionally, the guest on the show starts the music.
Do you want to drop any socials or anything, Mark? Quickly. I don't know. It's up to you.
Drop them.
Shameless plugs.
Yeah, I guess Mark Bernard's 3 on Instagram.
Who's the first 2?
Check it out. Or don't. I don't care.
Who's the first 2? That's a good question. We'll save that for the next episode.
If you are actually interested, I am technically Mark Bernard's the 3rd.
But that is cool.
The main reason my Instagram is Mark Bernard's 3 is because Mark Bernard's at Gmail was not available, but Mark Bernard's 3 was. So I went with
fitting.
Mark Bernard's 3rd. So
all right.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Regal,
that was a cool
regal of you.
Yeah, that's very
how regal.
It makes me feel royal.
I hope he might listen. The best, no offense, the 3rd person that I've heard, like the name, I used to know a guy named Goldwyn Harold Kendrick III. And I was like, wow.
Just keep going. That should be the 8th, the 9th.
Yeah.
Quality name right there.
You don't name your kid that.
If he doesn't name his kids that, then like...
Who breaks that trend?
Yeah.
Loser. That's who.
That was quite the name. And on that note, sounds like someone that fucking Buddy and Gladiator with a thumbs down or something. Yeah. All right.
Mark's turn.
I was gonna say, like, the YouTube dumb shitty thing of like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that baloney.
Yes. Yeah. Don't do any of that because you won't.
Don't do that. Actually, we'll see if the reverse psychology works on it. Do not like, comment, share, or subscribe.
Don't even try.
Don't
if you do it. Don't listen next
time. Don't go
No.
anywhere near those buttons.
Don't.
All right. You won't like it.
No.
You won't like what happens.
You won't like it. It's bad. It's too hard.
Fine, do it.
Fine, do it. You won't. All right. When do you want the music to start, Mark?
Veteran.
I would love for the music to start right now.
Boom. One day there's gonna be a guest that just waits like 35 seconds.
I was going to.
I know.
This is where we like make kind of,
We just
I
move.
want the music to start right. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna go.
All right.
Okay, guys. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for coming
Yeah.
on, Mark.
Wait. This is a lot of fun. Good luck shooting and have fun walking around in the mud. Hashtag pro.
See you guys.
Twisting in the air, birds of every kind. Critics gonna chirp, but they ain't ever died. Zooming in on sparrows, robins in the mist. Matt's got the shutter, Kyle's got the twist. Feathered friends in flight, equipped with the strut. Angry Bird Pod Show, capturing the cut. Oh, they click in the snap, see the birds on the map. Angry Bird Pod Flow, flipping through the recap. Kyle and Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tune in next week, this but never in the past. On the twilight, watch the colors flash. Birds of every shade in a photogenic dash. No need for fame, just the birds flying free. Angry Bird Pod Show, bringing all the glee. Oh, they click and they snap, see the birds on the map. Angry Bird Pod Flow, flipping through the recap. Kyle and Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tune in next week, this but never in the past. Eagles, hawks, and kestrels flying so divine. Keep the live broadcast, podcast opine. Twisting in the air, birds are back. So fine, brain Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tuning in next week, this but never in the past. In the past. Tuning in next week, this but never in the past. In the past. Zooming in on sparrows, robins in the mist. Matt's got the shutter, Kyle's got the twist. Feathered friends in flight, equipped with the strut. Angry Bird Pod Show, capturing the cut. From dawn to twilight, watch the colors flash. Birds of every shade in a photogenic dash. No need for fame, just the birds flying free. Angry Bird Pod Show, bringing all the glee. Oh, they click and they snap, see the birds on the map. Angry Bird Pod Flow, flipping through the recap. Kyle and Matt, dropping wings on blast. Tune in next week, this but never in the past. From the past. Not shortcut. Not shortcut. Angry Bird Pod Show, bringing all the glee.